SimCity for buses. Because I don't think this building gets expanded. And I just want to make sure, you know, just as a test, right? It's showing me exactly where the edge of this is. So I want to make sure right there should be, that should allow me for extending that street through. So we'll actually see. Oh, that's good. That's one of the times it works for me. It doesn't happen all the time. And as soon as you plop down the shuttle bus bay, it's like, we need bus stops! We need bus stops! The bus depot, I think it like expands just slightly at the back. I can confirm this later, but yeah, if it does, it's just ever so slightly. And I also got a lot of feedback on the video that I did of the closed beta with my bus stop placements, saying that you know, they were basically just frantic, same with the streetcar stops, but I was in a rush, so here I can be much more efficient with my bus stop layouts. It's also good to have a bus stop on each side of the road. It does maximize efficiency from what I've been reading. So I think you need at least 2 bus stops to actually get it to work. So like here you can have a bus stop on either side. I'm going to have this road extended, so I'll put a stop on, you know, both sides of the road. But I don't know if the game actually cares about it, but I do remember reading something saying that the usage is dependent on the direction of travel. I guess if you like have a bus, it would just do like a U-turn on this road. An illegal U-turn, but a U-turn, just to get back around to drop passengers off or something. Let's see who's talking to me here. I have no idea if it's impossible to trade workers for jobs. Should be, though. I'm not sure. You can give me a call or later, or I'll definitely add you later after the stream. And you can work on this. Apparently it isn't legal in Cali where Maxis is. It's illegal for what? You think the filters made it look better? Maybe it's you. I don't know. I guess I could just experiment with filters and see what works. See, I think filters would really work for me in screenshots. If I was to make like a screenshot or something, it would save me time in Photoshop or whatever, so it makes some pretty cool like photos for a city journal on some Metropolis or something if you're making one. They set up like a city journal board and stuff, but you can still use the old layout. So this one's going in this direction, so I want it on this side, kind of like one way if you want bus routes. What are you talking about? Oh, illegal U-turns. Okay. Maybe U-turns aren't illegal in California. I don't know. Yeah, you can't do a U-turn at a traffic light or on some roads, depending on where you are in Canada. So that's kind of what I'm used to. Some cities also have a no right turn on red. So no matter, you know, if there's no traffic at all and you're at a red light, you still can't turn right. And so a lot of people who don't know that and are visiting the town, you know, they'll get pulled over by the cops. I think that's pretty good bus stop placement. I don't want to go overload. Like last time I was just plopping like a frantic, maniac almost. Yeah, the emergency vehicles, that's just unrealistic to have them sit in traffic, wait for a red light, and do all that stupid crap. I mean, if you want it to be as realistic as possible, that's definitely a good place to start. Actually, I'm gonna downgrade here for a sec. I kind of explained this, I think, in like a Reddit thread, but just look at the lane width difference here. I mean, it's still the street network. One's a medium density, one's a high density, and just look how narrow the lanes are. Like a garbage truck won't even be able to fit in these lanes, let alone a regular car. I could probably pause it the next time one travels down. You can see that it does not fit in the lane. It actually extends over or into the gutter or something. I mean, I think they work okay. It's still kind of tight here, but they don't fit in the lanes here. Like, this is so underscaled, it's not even funny. The scaling seems to be much better for the avenues, and it almost seems overscaled for the medium density, because the lanes look a little bit wider than over here. So when you compare this 4-lane road to like this 4-lane road, both medium density, like how is... You could basically fit like 2 regular lanes in one of these lanes. Like that just... I don't know, when I was playing the closed betas, like these were the highest density lane widths or road types. That's the word I'm looking for. Road types that you could get, and I couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that this 2-lane road here, you know, was as wide as a 4-lane road here. So I don't think I will ever use a medium density street ever in this game. But I was talking to one of the Maxis developers, telling them that it's also unrealistic to have... this is a little bit of good news. It was unrealistic to have 2 4-lane roads cross with just stop signs. Like, you would never see this. Or if you did, it would be extraordinarily rare to have stoplights, the lack of stoplights at a 4-lane road intersection. And even if I was to upgrade one to high density, where is it here? Like, there is still no stop signs. I think there's, okay, there's stop signs one way, but there's no traffic lights or anything. You only get traffic lights when you upgrade. And so, what I got a positive response from Maxis about it. They said in a later patch of the game, hopefully sooner than later. Oops, I'm on the circular draw. The medium density roads, as unrealistically underscaled as they are, will have traffic lights just like the high density road intersections. Marked crosswalks always have a light. Well, not in this game. So you have, this will become the norm, even for medium density roads, as long as they don't, so long as that they actually include it. But it should be in a patch to be released, hopefully sooner than later. So let's get this upgraded, and I'll throw this in as a high density avenue. I just built a dirt road here because I didn't have any money at the beginning, and I didn't want my utilities so close to my houses. Like, I had the sewage pumps over here, so if I look at the ground pollution map, it's probably still there. Oh, it's actually gone away. It seems to have gone away a lot quicker than what I remember. This was all brown earlier. And again, building at the edge of your tile and with water kind of minimizes the amount of ground pollution you have from those sewage pumps. Because if I was to plop it like in the middle of a field here, like this would all be a circle of ground pollution, whereas here it's just kind of confined to a corner. Like it would be that big. If they kill the servers, you won't be able to play, period. You'll never be able to play offline. And they've done like a lot of statements and rationales to kind of justify why it always has to be online. So there's no way in hell that they're gonna back away from that. I have another abandoned building somewhere. Yeah, there's no chance in hell that they'll back away from always online after hyping it up for over a year and justifying it for a single-player game like SimCity. Like, that's just ridiculous. Oops. What? Okay, now it works. Roads are still pretty finicky in this game. Again, here's where the lines kind of mess up again. Right, here's the grid you kind of want to make with streets, and then here's the grid you want to make with avenues. Why is one so much bigger than the other? So, if I was to make... Yeah, look at these lines. Like, where do I do it? Well, if you want to get maximum utilization of your grid, you're going to make it the line further down, because you'll at least get this part of the grid to fully develop. Yeah, so here, and then I want you to build there. So yeah, you definitely want the higher part. You're pretty sure roads were an afterthought. Oh, I'm out of money. High density roads are expensive. But at least I have the layout now to zone. So I'll kind of keep the commercial pattern on my main street. This didn't finish. And then we'll do the rest residential for now. And then I'll keep adding industrial to the coast. Sure, why not? Let's have people live right next to the ore mine. If demand is that high, then that's what it is. Build up that tax revenue. Now the big avenue grid squares will fully develop if they're an actual square. But if I was to use the lower line here, I wouldn't have a full square here. I'd have a rectangle, and basically it wouldn't support 4 high-density buildings. It would just be 2 high-density buildings, and then the rest would be filled with low and medium-density buildings. It's kind of unfair. Like, it wants me to build along this line, right? Whereas I say, no, I want to build along these lines, because these lines make more sense. And the other lines don't make any sense. And I don't understand why they're there in the first place. Actually, I'm going to keep this, I'm going to be extending this, the water pumps and stuff, so I'm not going to worry about that for now. And there's still glitches like this. Like I can understand it's a little weird because it's on an angle, and there's like a right angle here, but still, you know, the game's out now. Remember the days when games used to be done when you bought them? Like Legend of Zelda or something? Like, imagine if that wasn't done. Maybe there's a line here that'll tell me where to go. Okay, so it wants it right along the coast. Let's see if I can get that to work. No boardwalk in this city. It wants to be very angled there, so I will kind of give it as much of a curve, a nice smooth curve as you can. Kind of going back to SimCity 4 with the NAM.